Holiday Road, Holiday Road.
First, let's start with the music video. We have Lindsey Buckingham, Fleetwood Mac fame, doing the song for Vacation.
Which the song is amazing, like the fit of Holiday Road to the movie National Lampoon's Vacation is perfect. And Lindsey Buckingham wrote the song for the movie. But I implore all of you that are watching to go look up the music video to said song, Holiday Road. And we'll just pause there and then go leave a comment and let us know what you thought.
It's a wild video.
People would probably expect you would see like clips from National Lampoon's Vacation or some reference to road trips or anything like that.
Or family time. But no, it's Lindsey Buckingham in a suit, like in a business type scenario, office. And all the background singers are female workers who stand up from their desks and do the oh part in unison. But he just stands there stone faced the whole time, and it's weird.
It's very odd. The movie itself, first of all, the director, Harold Ramis.
Harold Ramis, yes.
Of Ghostbusters fame.
Try to imagine all life as you know it stopping instantaneously and every molecule in your body exploding at the speed of light.
Among other things.
Stripes.
My name is Russell Ziski, and I'm going to be your instructor for the next 5 weeks. So I want you to call me Russell, and I'm going to call you by your first names because, frankly, I'd have a pretty tough time pronouncing some of your last names.
He directed a lot of, big-time comedies like Caddyshack.
So 5 years prior to the release of Vacation, the only thing that National Lampoon's had really had as a success under its belt was Animal House. And that was the movie that really kickstarted John Belushi's acting career.
Nothing is over until we decide it is.
Saturday Night Live, and, that sort of stuff. But
yeah,
in terms of actually getting into movies, because that was before Blues Brothers.
Right.
Putting the band back together? I said no, absolutely not.
You, how much for your wife?
It was actually based on a John Hughes story written in the National Lampoon magazine called Vacation 58 about his own family's trip to Disney World. But they couldn't use
Disney World. They were worried that Disney was going to sue them, so then they made up the whole idea of Wally World. And Roy Wally is the stand-in for
Walt Disney.
Yeah,
and he even kind of looks like him.
He does.
Way.
Yeah, they do. They definitely got him to have the look. Little known fact: the actor that plays Roy Wally also plays Mr. Duncan from Duncan's Toy Chest in Home Alone 2.
Yeah, the turtle dove.
The turtle doves
are a symbol of friendship and love. Now, as long as each of you have your turtle dove, you'll be friends forever.
Wow.
So you have Chevy Chase.
Clark Griswold, who we have here on the table.
Yeah.
Dressed in his Christmas Vacation attire, which I assure you when it comes Christmas time, we'll be doing a video on Christmas Vacation.
I'm not your ordinary everyday fool, okay?
This is basically the every dad.
Right.
He's essentially just the run-of-the-mill, suburban, middle-class dad, middle-aged dad. And his whole obsession is he just wants to have the perfect vacation.
Perfect vacation.
To take his family on the best vacation. And when he asks his family, where do you want to go on vacation? They immediately say...
Do you remember when I said, where would you like to go this summer more than any place in the world, huh? What'd you say?
Why?
Shut up, Russ. Audrey, remember?
And that wasn't good enough for Clark Griswold.
No, Wally World.
Wally World. We've then got him juxtaposed against his wife, Ellen Griswold, played by Beverly D'Angelo.
Clark, is that the right car?
No, it isn't, honey. I changed my mind.
And she is essentially always trying to keep Clark in check. She's the voice of reason amongst this sort of chaos that it's always going on. But at the same time, she's always sort of encouraging and forgiving Clark's antics.
It's an awfully long ride, Clark.
I'm looking forward to an awfully long ride.
And then they have 2 kids.
Right.
You have Russ and
Anthony Michael Hall,
and then Audrey, yes.
First, I didn't want to take this vacation. But now I'm glad I did. It's given me a chance to spend a lot more time with you and,
Audrey.
Audrey.
The Griswolds live in Chicago, and they're going all the way from Chicago to Los Angeles. Wally World is, if I'm not mistaken, is Magic Mountain, Six Flags?
I think so. I think they shot some of it there. I think the exterior is for sure. Like with you can see the roller
the
coasters.
exterior definitely is. Because I've been there, and it looks, I mean, it's changed some, but it still looks the same. As the movie starts, Clark is going with Russ to get a new car. So they're bringing in their old car, getting a new car. So the whole idea is they're getting off on this road trip on the right foot, brand new car. It's going to be great. So they have, their old station wagon they bring in, and lo and behold, who is waiting for them at the car dealership but Eugene Levy.
You didn't order the metallic P?
Metallic P? No, Antarctic Blue. The sports wagon. This isn't even the right model.
You know, I think you're right. I don't think this is the car.
He plays this car dealer who basically swindles Clark out of his car, doesn't give him the car he actually bought, and ends up giving him this terrible, ugly, metallic P is the color of the vehicle. This terrible, terrible vehicle that hardly runs. It is one of the funniest scenes in the movie. It just starts off.
Makes you think of the, you're going to want that True Coat.
Ruhlman went over this and over this.
Yeah, but that True Coat.
Similar dudes.
And Clark basically just adopts all the bullshit that Eugene Levy's character is feeding him at the dealership.
They flattened our old car like a pancake.
Are you serious? Is this really our car, Dad?
What happened? I thought we were gonna get the little sports thing.
Oh, no, the sports wagon's much too small. Besides, I got a great deal on this one. Let me tell you, honey, we're taking the whole tribe across country. Believe me, this is your automobile.
Why is it still running?
Oh, all new cars do that. I'll take care of that in a second. You may think you hate it now, honey, but where do you drive it?
And that's sort of a repeating theme of the movie, which is so true to human nature.
Multiple characters throughout the movie that they encounter, new car or whatever, like that at the restaurant.
New car, I'll take it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, kids. Oh, kids. Waitress.
Their lunch is destroyed and their windows destroyed.
It's such a good scene. Oh, kids.
Oh, kids.
Kids.
Oh, kids. Oh, kids.
Waitress.
And then along the way, they run into Ellen's cousin.
Yeah.
And
her husband, Eddie. The ultimate kind of like black sheep members of the family.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're like totally outcast from the family, basically.
Yeah. Get here. Good to see you. Hi. Rusty and Audrey, come and meet your second cousins. Look how they've grown. And you have lost weight, Catherine.
Yeah, added a few more mouths to the litter.
Let's see, Rusty and Audrey, cousins Vicky and Dale. Hi. And this is Eddie Jr., and this is Junior, and this little mopping out my skirts is Daisy Mabel.
Well, how old are you, little one?
She was born without a tongue, Clark.
So one of the kids is someone who a lot of people, if you watched the movie a long time ago, you might not have noticed. Jane Krakowski. Is that how you say her name?
Yeah, Krakowski. 30 Rock.
She's in 30 Rock and a bunch of other stuff.
Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Oh, a Birkin bag.
It's the one that's made entirely out of famous internet cats.
She's hilarious.
Yeah.
And she's really good in this movie, too. One of the classic scenes, they're doing they're on the seesaw talking, and she's she's like, I French kiss. And Audrey's like, well, that's not a big deal. Everyone does that.
Yeah, but Daddy says I'm the best at it.
Very cringe. Very cringe. Later in another movie we will talk about, down the road, Vegas vacation.
Yeah.
She's I guess she's an exotic dancer.
Kind of, yeah.
He's, Cousin Eddie's like, yeah, show him that thing Daddy taught you, honey.
Yeah,
and she's out there kind of doing a strip tease kind of deal. So it's kind of
a repeated theme of incest, which what's not hilarious about that?
Yeah.
A little known fact: those of you that saw Vacation on TV and didn't actually see it in theaters or on DVD or anything like that, there's a whole sort of narrative that's cut out of the TV version, which is when the Griswolds are visiting Cousin Eddie and his family, Jane Krakowski's character gets with Audrey and introduces her to marijuana and gives her some to take for the road. And then later on in the movie, when they're getting pulled over by a cop, Audrey tries to get rid of her purse and hide. They completely cut out the scene where Audrey's introduced to marijuana and given everything.
Yeah.
And so...
But they leave in
the scene where she's trying to get rid of her purse and hide.
So you don't know. If you're watching TV, like me, I had never seen the movie outside of TV until probably I saw your DVD copy.
Yeah, and you don't know why she's like trying to hide. It seems so weird.
Will you hold my purse? Huh? Just hold my purse.
And then another scene later when Clark is swimming with Christy Brinkley's characters, there's a part where Audrey comes outside and she's wearing sunglasses, and the whole idea is that she's stoned, and that's why she has sunglasses on.
Yeah.
But you never figure that out in the TV version. It's just a funny little difference.
Cut it out, Audrey. You don't even know how to inhale.
So, maybe I don't want to.
I'm trying to concentrate on the road.
Christy Brinkley's character.
Yes. She shows up throughout the movie driving along.
The Ferrari
they
girl.
pass each other, yeah.
And every dad's like longing for the escape from the family.
Yeah, that
run away with this young, beautiful woman
in a Ferrari.
Exactly.
He's in the station wagon driving. His family's asleep, and then that's the first time I think they meet on the open highway, and they're like flirting as they're driving, and it's really funny.
And
Chevy Chase.
Ellen wakes up. She's like, "Why are you driving so fast?
Yeah.
Why are you sweating?"
Well, he gets distracted. He gets distracted and has to swerve.
Yeah.
And so when she wakes up, he's covered in sweat and he's blushing because he's been flirting. Probably one of my favorite parts of the movie is when the second encounter.
Yeah.
They've gotten Aunt Edna, who got dumped off on them by Cousin Eddie and family. And they have to take Aunt Edna to Phoenix, which is on the way.
Edna.
And Aunt Edna is just a horrible person. So anyway, they stop for lunch and they have sandwiches in a park. And Clark happens to see his Ferrari girl parked up, and it's that song. I had some lonely nights. She's got a little Coke and a glass bottle dancing by the Ferrari. Clark walks up, leans against a tree with a sandwich, and starts dancing with her. And then it's revealed that the dog peed, and his dog, which we haven't got into yet, peed on the picnic basket, so.
Mom, my sandwich is all wet.
Yeah, they're all wet, but... Oh, God. The dog went on the picnic basket.
And he's like...
Yeah, he spits out the sandwich after he bites it.
What family doesn't have a good old Aunt Edna, which is just a difficult family member who's bitter, has nothing positive to say,
selfish, and
just the worst. I love in that scene they're checking out the tents and they open the first one and Ellen's like, "Oh, Clark, this tent smells."
Edna, this is yours.
Ooh, Clark, this tent smells.
Edna, this is your tent.
After they're leaving the campgrounds, Clark puts the dog leash around the bumper while he's loading the car. Problem is, he forgets to take the leash off and put the dog in the car.
So Binky's
fucked.
Goes for a ride.
Binky is completely fucked.
Poor little guy. Probably kept up with you for a mile or so. Tough little mutt. Yeah.
Well, Clark doesn't want Aunt Edna to find out that he killed the dog.
I was afraid you'd get pulled over, Clark. You've been exceeding the speed limit for thousands of miles.
Dad wasn't speeding. The cop stopped us because Dad forgot to...
He was speeding, Rusty.
No, he wasn't, Mom.
Russ, listen to your mother. I was speeding. I was driving like a maniac. We can all be grateful to this man for stopping us. You see, kids, a car...
Here's the leash, sir. I'm going back to get the rest of the carcass off the road.
And then Aunt Edna's like...
That's when she falls apart.
Dog killer!
Yeah.
But Clark doesn't have to deal with Aunt Edna for too long because Aunt Edna suffers her own fate.
Yes.
Oh, Audrey, wake up, Aunt Edna. It's time for her to eat and take her pill.
Please get off me.
Mom, tell Audrey to quit pushing on Edna on me.
I'm sick of her lying on me all the time.
Be quiet. Addie.
Honey, it's only a few hours to Phoenix. Let her be. She's fine.
She's not fine.
She's fine. Don't be silly.
She's not fine, Clark. She's dead.
And then they have to figure out what to do, and
the kids obviously don't want to ride with a...
They don't want to ride with a dead person in the
back
car.
seat.
Mom, we don't have to ride with the dead person, do we? Please say we don't.
Yeah, come on, Mom. It'd be real easy for Cousin Normie to find her. All they have to do is look for the buzzards.
You know,
And-
they already detest Aunt Edna as it is.
And then Clark is like, there's no way in hell we're going to stop the trip to have a funeral.
He's lying on the top of the car. He's like, there's no way she could weigh more than 100 pounds.
Oh, Clark, no. So
yeah.
They wrap her up, stick her on top of the car, and drive her to Phoenix.
And it's not going to rain, though.
Right? And they dump her on the porch and have a little tiny memorial.
Say a few words.
Where Clark starts to go off.
In Moab he laid it down behind the band of the Canaanites. And yea, though the Hindus speak of karma,
Clark.
I implore you, give her a break.
Clark.
Baruch atah, hallelujah.
One of my favorite scenes that makes me laugh so hard is when Clark is at the end of his rope. It's raining outside. They're driving, and
they're wanting to turn back.
Yeah, Ellen's like, "Why don't we just turn around and go home?"
I don't want to be in the car anymore. I want to go home. I don't want to go to Wally World.
Clark, under the circumstances, I wouldn't mind if we just went home. In retrospect, it seems like a pretty bad idea driving out. It's been one disaster after another.
Russ is like, it's been a real drag, Dad.
Maybe we can try it some other time. Wally World's overrated anyway.
What do you
Clark
think?
just turns to Ellen and looks at her and goes,
I think you're all fucked in the head. We're 10 hours from the fucking fun park and you want to bail out. Well, I'll tell you something. This is no longer a vacation. It's a quest. It's a quest for fun. I'm gonna have fun and you're gonna have fun. We're all gonna have so much fucking fun we'll need plastic surgery to remove our goddamn smiles. You'll be whistling zippity-doo-dah out of your assholes. I gotta be crazy. I'm on a pilgrimage to see a moose. Praise Marty Moose! Holy shit!
Dad, you want to ask her something?
Don't touch!
it's hilarious. It's just like you don't expect, and it's also, from my experience, true to reality that your parents, when you're on vacation, your parents end up getting so frustrated, and there's always this some like breaking point where someone flies off the handle and then brings everything down.
So they had a different ending for the movie, apparently.
That's right. Yeah, they did. They reshot the ending of the film into
the test
production.
screenings didn't go well, I guess, and so they shot a new movie and then brought in John Candy, who plays one of the park security guards.
And they paid John Candy. Guess how much money they paid John Candy to star in his limited role in that movie?
I'm gonna say $2 million.
$1 million.
Okay, pretty good guess. He's on screen for what, maybe 5 minutes?
Total, yeah. Like, it's not very much. Although he's a hilarious character.
Yeah, he's perfect.
He plays his part great. And he gets kidnapped by Griswolds, and the Griswolds force him to take them on all the rides and everything.
Clark has his final snap of the movie when they get to Wally World and it's closed. So after all of this...
Sorry, folks, we're closed for 2 weeks to clean and repair America's favorite family fun park. Sorry.
What? He punches it in the nose and then goes to a sporting goods store and buys a BB gun. And he demands that John Candy take them on the rides.
And Ellen turns to the kids and says, after this, your father may be going away for a little while. Yeah. What I always wondered, and just, it's movies, whatever, but I always thought, like, if they're all on the ride, who presses the button to start the ride?
Right, yeah, and to stop it.
Or maybe there's a timer so John Candy can press the button and, oh no.
Uh-oh. Our guy fell.
Got a man down.
A man is down.
He watched the Silver Shamrock program. Now his brain's rotted.
What do we want to say the scores were for these movies? Let's see.
So I would guess that on Rotten Tomatoes, I'm going to guess 90.
94%.
Wow. And what about the IMDb score? I'm going to guess 9 on that one, 9 out of 10.
7.3 out of 10.
7.3 out of 10.
Yeah.
What's up, IMDb? What the fuck?
IMDb's a little bit more harsh.
I don't understand that really, though.
They did that on our Jaws, too, I think.
7.3, that's way too low for National Lampoon's Vacation. National Lampoon's Vacation, first of all, established like a new kind of comedy movie. And it walked such a fine line between being totally ridiculous and completely relatable.
Oh, very relatable.
I mean, everything that happens, while yes, it's ridiculous, it's also believable. It's like these are things that theoretically could happen. They basically lived the movie. Like, they had to go on a road trip to make the movie. So much of it was shot where they were supposed to be. They went to all these places. So there's so many things that are fascinating about it, and it's just hilarious. There's so many funny moments from start to finish, and I think it climaxes really well, and there's very little that I would complain about with this movie, which is kind of rare. I mean, we find criticisms about all sorts of stuff, but National Lampoon's Vacation is one. The original National Lampoon's Vacation is a movie that I have very, very few criticisms of at all.
I would say it's in that group. You could say it's a perfect movie.
You could say that. It is a masterpiece. Go check it out. Don't hesitate. Just make sure to take the leash off the bumper. This has been Retro Cheese. If you want to support us, go sign up on Patreon at patreon.com/retrocheese.
Like and subscribe. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Oh.